Hello, this is Ivan from watchandlearn.com. First of all, let me just say I'm sorry I didn't make a video for about 4 months, but I will always like to make my videos so that you are actually watching something that you can use. And I couldn't think of a good subject. Also, I was, of course, very busy, but I couldn't just think of a good subject to show you how to do here. But today I got a question from a viewer of the YouTube channel called Alex, and Alex asks this. So let's suppose that in addition to custom post type books that you created in the series, you also have a custom post type called authors with specific author custom fields such as birth date, number of books written, and so on. Then when you are creating new post type book, you do not want to type in the author, but you want a drop down menu populated with the authors that you have defined in your WordPress database. This could be author names as drop down option and author IDs as drop down value. In other words, a one-to-many relationship between data entities. Is something like this possible? I think it is. I actually never did this before, and I'm going to do it today for you for the first time, so bear with me here. So what Alex wants us to do is to, when adding a new book, instead of writing author's name in this box, we would have a drop down here. And in that drop down box, we would have all the authors that we added to our database. Those authors would be some other custom post type, and they would have their own custom fields like author's birth date, author's descriptions, number of books written, and so on. So let's try to do this. First of all, I'm going to install a plugin called Advanced Custom Fields. I find myself using this plugin more and more because it seems to me it's much better than the fields plugin that you get with WP types, and you can use it with any custom post type you want. So it works with WP types, so that's great. Let's just find the plugin and install it now. Okay. Okay, and let's activate it. Okay, so we have advanced custom fields installed now. As you can see, we have a new menu option right here. But first, before we get into advanced custom fields, we're going to make a new custom post type called authors. Authors, and singular is author, and slug would be author. Okay, let's see what we have here. We actually could put like a thumbnail here, and we'll leave everything as is. Okay, so let's save this custom post type. Oh, let's say that the slug is called book author. I couldn't use author here because you cannot use this slug because it's a reserved word used by WordPress. So I'm going to say book author here and book authors here. Okay, and save custom post type. Okay, so now we're going to make some fields for the author, and we're going to use custom fields, advanced custom fields plugin. So I already had this plugin installed before, but I'm going to just remove all of this and just add author fields and just add a new field. Let's say the field would be called birth date. Field name would be birth date, and we can select it to be, let's say, a date. Does it have a date? Okay, date picker. Okay, and leave it as it is. Add a new field, number of books. Let's just leave it as a text field, and let's add just one more field and call it, I don't know, author description, and make it what you see, what you get editor, and that's it. Of course, we have to apply these fields to some custom post types. So in the location right here, we would just use post type is equal to and say book author. Okay, that's it. It's very similar to the fields plugin that you get with WP types. Okay, let's publish it. And let's add some authors. So we have book authors here, and let's just say add new. Then Simmons, birth date would be, let's say, 41, I don't know when he was born. Number of books written 20, and we can just add some text right here. No, sorry. Not here, but here. Again. Here. Okay. We could set a featured image for him, but I don't have any images for the authors right now. You can do that yourselves and publish this. Let's add one more author and call him King. We could actually should have actually have used this right here for the author description, but as we made a custom field for it, let it stay that way. So Stephen King, birth date, I don't know when he was born exactly. No. Okay, so let's say 46. Why isn't this working? Okay, let's just leave that date as it is. A number of books, let's say 80. And just add some lorem ipsum text inside and publish this. Okay, so we have some authors right here. We have books. We have some books right here. Now we want to connect the authors and the books. The way we do that is we're going to go to custom fields again and add a new field, add new custom field group, and we're going to call it connecting or something like that. No, let's just call them book fields, because these fields, actually this one field will be on the books custom post type. So let's add a field and call it author, book author actually. Okay, and now for the field type we're going to use relationship. Okay, and that relationship will be connected to book author, and taxonomy will be all. We could add a filter for search and post type select, and the elements would be post title and post type. We could just leave it to be a post type, post title, post type we don't need, and I think that should be it. Okay, let's publish this. Okay, now if we go to books, Actually, let me just do something here. We're going to go to custom fields of the WP types, and in the book field section we're going to remove the author. Okay, save it. So let's go to books and let's go to Ilium, and now we should have a, we don't have it. Why is that? I think I did something wrong here. Let me just see book fields. I didn't apply this post this field group to any post type. So post type is equal to books. Okay, updates. Okay, let's just go to books again. Let's say Ilium, and now we have our book author select field. Actually, this is not even a drop down. This actually would be good if you had many books and many authors, so you could search here for Dan Simmons and so on. So if you would have many authors right here. Okay, so let's select for the Ilium book Dan Simmons is the writer and update it. And let's go to books again and choose my new book, and this book was written by Stephen King. Okay, update. You can actually have many authors here. You can select multiple authors, so that's also great. Okay, now that we have that, I'm just going to close these two windows. If we do refresh, we have nothing here. We still have author Dan Simmons, but it's called from this field right here. So if I remove this field, that's a WPT types field. I'm doing this on the index.php file. If we refresh it, now we won't have authors for our books. Okay, that's okay. So what we want to do now is, instead of using the field called author, which we had before, in which you just type the name of the author, we want to use the post relationship. So the way I'm going to do that, I actually just read a little bit through this documentation. I don't know if this will work the first time we do it, but let's just try it. Okay, so first of all we got to set up posts. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to, in this loop, I'm going to set up my posts, get field, and our field is called book author. Is it called book author? Let me just check. Book fields, book author. Yes, it's called book author. Okay, so we set up posts right here. You do this inside of the loop we did in a previous tutorial. Okay, now what we gotta do, let's just see. Okay, so we gotta make a for each loop. I'm not going to use this if statement right here because we know we have book author, of course. So let's just do this. So I'm actually going to do it right here and make it a variable. So for each post, okay, I'm going to close this right here. And let's say we want to get, okay, we're going to actually do it like this. Okay, for each post as p, so we're going to use it as a p variable. We want to write, actually what we want to write is the title of book author's custom post type. So we want to write the title Stephen King. Okay, So I think we should just, let me just see this, echo get permalink. Okay, so we should just do something like this. And for each, and let's say title, the title, and leave this in, the title PID. I hope this would work. So we have setup posts right here, we get the field book author, and we should get the title of that custom field right here. Okay, let's see if this works. No, we're getting the name of the book and some ID. Okay, so I think I know what's the problem. Uh, Actually, I already fixed it. I paused the video and so on. So in this example, it doesn't use the WordPress's permalink function. It uses get permalink. So it's getting that data. So to do this, instead of title, we should use echo get the title, and it should work as it works right here. Okay, so we have the title. That's great. So let's do something else for this. So we have a single book right here. We have a single book right here, and this code right here is shown when we go to the single book template. So when we click on a book, we get this. So let's change the author name first. We already know how to do that. So inside of a loop again, we're just going to add this. Okay, let's just add it here. So we got our post set up. Next thing we're going to do is just copy the thing we had on our index. So I'm going to, instead of WP types fields call, I'm just going to add this code. So what this code is doing is actually going through book field relationship field we made and getting the title of the post in our for each loop. Okay, so this should work right here. We should have Dan Simmons. Okay, that's great. The next thing we're going to do, let's just make underneath the description of the book, let's just add I don't know, h1 tag and call it about author, and do this. So on the ACF page you have an example how to get the field, custom field, from the field that we are taking relationships from. So from the book author, how do we get the fields from the book authors? So it's right here. So custom field post 4. Okay, so let's just say we wanna do something like this. I'm going to copy this first, and instead of author here I'm going to say birth date, and we're going to use this code right here. So I'm going to add it here, and let's just just say the field author, and the name of the field is birth date. Okay, let's just see what that gets us. So we did get a birth date, but it's not formatted very well. Okay, never mind. Let's just actually just let me explain something too. When you are using advanced custom fields, instead of like in the WP types, when you would write echo type surrender field, year, array, row, true, and so on, you should just write the field and the name of the field, and that's it. Uh, in this example, we're having this here because we're having those relationships between fields and so on, but usually if you're not using relationship field, you would have just this. It's much simple. So that's one of the reasons I love advanced custom fields uh, more than the fields plugin you get with WP types. So this birth date, we can just check it. ACF date time and see the API for it. Template usage, date picker. Okay, so we could use just it's not that actually it's not that super easy to format the date. We just leave it as it is for now. Let's just add one more field, and that's number of books. So we would do this. I think it's number of books. Okay, number of books is 20 right here, and we could have the description. So I'm going to just go right here and say, let's just use this div right here and just say what's this field called? Author description. With underscore right here. Ah, come on. What am I doing? Okay, I just gone to the wrong line. I'm sorry. Author description. Okay. And we have a author description right here. So that is the way you do relationships between fields with advanced custom fields and WP types. We can maybe set this date straight. Let me just see this. Okay, date, and okay, let's just copy this right here. And say datetime, create form format, get field, and we will get this field, birth date PID. Okay, echo date format. I think this should work. Okay, so we have much better date format, except he was born in 2041. Dan Simmons' birth date. Yes, it is. Okay, so I think that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys learned something new. This was a very interesting episode for me too, because I never did this and actually it went pretty good. So just leave the questions down below if you're watching this on the YouTube, or in the comments if you're watching this on this website. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and just leave your questions, and the questions that I find would be most useful to many people. I will do them, because this is something that I jumped on right away because it's really a great subject. Okay, that's it for me, and see you in the next one.